Hello, I'm Anshana Adhyapak and I'm going to be presenting on liquid mixing and vortex formation. The objectives of my presentation are mechanisms of mixing, liquid mixtures, liquid mixing devices, flow pattern during mixing, vortex formation and its disadvantages, and prevention of vortex formation. Mixing is one of the critical unit operations during the formulation of any dosage form. Liquid mixing is considered as a simple operation compared to solid mixing, but it has its own challenges. To understand these challenges and overcome them, we need to know the nature of the liquid and the device which determines the ease of mixing. As you can see, a basic mixing vessel or a tank that is shown in the diagram consists of a stainless steel cylindrical container with a round bottom. It has an impeller which is motor driven. It has baffles that are attached inside the container, a cooling jacket and a temperature measuring device wherever needed. It has an inlet and outlet for the feed to be mixed. These baffles are metal strips that are placed vertically to the internal surface. These facilitate the intermingling of the liquids even from the remote regions of the mixer. In most of the cases, 4 baffles are sufficient. Coming to the nature of the liquids mainly determine the ease of mixing. According to the theories of solutions, liquid mixtures are classified as miscible liquids, partially miscible liquids and immiscible liquids. Miscible liquids are those that are miscible with each other in all proportions. A classic example being ethyl alcohol and water. These liquids can be mixed easily. Cosmetics, elixirs belong to this class. The partially miscible liquids are those which are miscible with one another at a particular proportion, and this also depends on the temperature and pressure. Disinfectants are an example for partially miscible liquids. Immiscible liquids, these as the name goes, do not mix at all. Example, water and vegetable oils. Mixing these is very difficult. However, these can be mixed using an emulsifying agent. Emulsions belong to this class. Talking about the mechanisms of liquid mixing. We have 4 mechanisms for liquid mixing. They are the bulk transport, that is the movement of a large portion of a material from one place to another, that is pouring a liquid from one container to another or pumping a liquid from one place to another. This is very common for miscible liquids. Then you have turbulent mixing. As you can see in the diagram, this is due to the turbulent flow which causes or which results in random fluctuation of the fluid, which are seen as eddies of various sizes. These larger eddies then break into smaller ones till they become indistinguishable to bring about the mixing. The next we have laminar mixing, in which mixing of these two dissimilar liquids through laminar flow with the applied shear stretches the interface between them and mixing occurs. This is suitable, however, for moderate mixing. Then we have the molecular diffusion, mixing at molecular level in which the molecules diffuse due to thermal motion. It depends on the concentration gradient which at different regions, when it reaches 0, then the mixing is complete. Coming to the liquid mixing devices. Mixing devices are technically called as impellers, and these are classified on the basis of the shape and the pitch of the blades that are attached to the central shaft. They are the propellers. Propellers normally contain a large number of blades, however a 3-bladed design is most common. In a deep tank, a push-pull propeller is used in which 2 or more propellers may be attached to the same shaft. You can see it in the diagram. These are used when high mixing capacity is needed. These are effective in handling liquids having a maximum viscosity of 2 pascals. Multivitamin elixirs and disinfected liquids are manufactured using propellers. The next is the turbines. As you see in the picture, it consists of a circular disc to which a number of short blades are attached. These are effective for high viscous solutions with a wide range of viscosities of 7 pascals. An example for the turbines to be used are in liquid paraffin and glycerine. Paddles, these consist of a hub of centrally 2 long flat blades attached to it vertically. Paddles with 2 or 4 blades are common. They are used in the manufacture of antacid suspensions and antidiarrheal mixtures. Now, liquids are mixed using the impellers, which produce shear forces for inducing necessary flow pattern in the container. Mixing takes place due to the resultant effect of the three components acting on the liquid, that is the tangential component, a radial component and an axial component. These may occur either singly or in various combinations. A satisfactory flow pattern depends on the balance of these components. So the tangential component, it acts in a direction tangent to the circle of the rotation around the impeller. So the liquid goes in circles. If a shaft is placed vertically and centrally, tangential flow follows a circular path around the shaft and it could create a vortex in the liquid. I will come to the vortex formation in the coming slides. Turbines produce tangential movement. Then we have the radial, in which it acts in a direction vertical to the impeller shaft. Excessive radial flow takes the material to the container wall, then to the bottom and rotate as a mass beneath the impeller. But this we have to avoid. Now paddles and turbines push the liquid radially and tangentially. Then we have the axial. It acts in a direction parallel to the impeller shaft. Inadequate longitudinal component can cause the liquid and the solid to rotate in layers without mixing. Propellers produce axial movement of liquid. In all the three, we have to make sure that the speed of the impeller, the depth of the impeller is taken care, so that we have proper and adequate mixing and not ending up into either vortex formation or into the liquids swirling by themselves without the mixing. Coming to vortex formation. It is a strong circulatory flow pattern which sometimes manifests into a formation of a vortex near the impeller shaft, which should be completely avoided. The vortex formation is formed when the shaft is mounted vertically in the center of the tank, or if the blades and turbines are arranged perpendicular to the central shaft. It would form at high impeller speeds, and vortex formation is usually seen in unbaffled tanks. The disadvantage of vortex formation is that it reduces the mixing intensity by reducing the velocity of the impeller relative to the surrounding fluid. When the vortex reaches the impeller, air from the surface of the liquid is drawn in. This is undesirable because the air bubbles are difficult to remove and the entrapped air causes the oxidation of substances in many cases. So how to prevent the vortex formation? Prevention of vortex formation can be done by adjusting the positions of the impellers in the containers. So we can have the impellers placed off central, inclined or side entering. However, side entering can be reduced because we need to drill a hole in the container for the side entering of the impeller, which could lead to leakages. Another solution could be having baffles which are inserted or which are placed inside the containers, in which case the impeller can still be mounted vertically without the formation of vortex. Draft tubes. The return flow with the draft tubes in another way of preventing vortex formation. Draft tubes are mounted around the propeller, and in case of turbines they are mounted immediately above the impeller, as you can see it in the diagram. Draft tubes help in controlling the return flow of the liquid to the impeller, which in turn prevent the vortex formation. The types of equipments for mixing, liquid mixing in the pharmaceutical industry would be generally used are air jet mixer, and line mixer. Thank you.